This is my intro music. Welcome to the video. I hope you like it lots, so don't forget to subscribe and click the thumbs up button. Now let's react.
Hey, hi, hello there. Welcome to another episode of An Anthropologist Watches Amberlynn Read. Ooh, spooky edition. I will eventually have a new background. It is coming. But until then, bricks it is. So I figured we should talk about Amber's newest video. This is a day old as of today, which is September the 9th. So this video is a day old as of today. Amber's starting to put videos out again pretty regularly. Well, alright, Amber's put out 3 videos on a regular schedule. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. We know that Tommy has come and visited. We know that Tommy has met the parents. We know Tommy's been there. We know that Amber is... I want to say Amber's doing damage control, but she's not really. She's basically just ignoring it. And like I've said before, Amber is the queen of ignoring things. Like, if Amber doesn't want to talk about something, it just doesn't exist. And that's kind of where we're at with this whole Tommy's favorite pastime thing. We're just not going to acknowledge it. We're just done talking about it. It doesn't exist. It's not a topic. As far as the Amberland in her head is concerned, this never happened, right? And that's Amber doing damage control. Which, sure, fine, whatever. You do you, right? You do what you gotta do. So this is what we're gonna have going forward. We're gonna have Amber talking and pretending like nothing's going on, nothing's going wrong, and that her and Tommy are deeply in love. And as I said in the last video that I watched, I think Amber's a lot deeper in this relationship than I think Tommy is. I think Amber's ready to walk down the aisle. And that's been obvious since like the first live stream she did where she had the seal in the ring. It's seal it with a ring kind of a thing. Or seal the deal, I think it was. Anyway. So Amber's done. As Amber is in pretty much every relationship. Like, whenever she meets somebody, as soon as she gets commitment from them, like, it's commitment, right? They are forever. They're going to move in. They're going to have 3.5 kids. They're going to live in a white picket fence, you know, all this good stuff. And then, of course, it never works out. But, you know, there is that. But she was even doing this with Valentine, who she never met. She never met Valentine. She's at least met Tommy in the flesh twice, so... But she was even doing this with Valentine, where she was trying to convince Valentine to move in with her. And, you know, she was even telling the audience that Valentine was going to be moving in on August 1st. And of course, that never happened. But then we haven't had a move-in commitment yet from Tommy. But there's been a lot of hinting and joking about U-Haul lesbians and a lot of ring stuff. And she was like... totally didn't have a promise ring on, you guys. She totally wasn't wearing any kind of ring the other day on one of her lives. I don't remember what it was. I don't care. But this is Amber. I think this is Amber being way more into the relationship than Tommy. And I only say that because I feel like if Tommy was really as into it and as committed as Amber is to it, I think Tommy would have either found a way to get Amber to Wisconsin. I think they're in Wisconsin. Yeah. Or come down to be with Amber herself, right? Because that's what's happened with every other girlfriend. There's just a pattern of behavior that's very noticeable, not only with Amber, but also with Amber's girlfriends. There you have it. So right now what we've got is, I think this is the first official video since Tommy went home. The last video we did had mostly a bunch of clips of when Tommy was visiting, and they were just a bunch of random clips here and there. I know everybody lost their shit when Tommy fed Amber the frickin' cherry. I knew everybody was going to. It's okay, guys. The puffed marshmallows, those hurt. Like, listening to that hurt. That hurt a lot. I can only imagine what that sounded like actually biting into them, and I don't want to know because it sounded like hell. But yeah, that's where we're at here. Somebody said, I think it was Alex. It might have been Alex's Shook. Said he was making a joke actually about how whenever Amber would eat, this was a joke he was making. He was like, every time Amber eats, you know, Tommy's saying, "Oh, babe, can I watch you eat? And I want to watch you eat." And I know he was joking, but it got me thinking. Maybe Tommy doesn't say, "Hey, babe, I want to watch you eat." But what if Tommy's doing something to the effect of, because they're FaceTiming all the time. We know that. So what if Tommy's like, "Hey, it's dinner time. Why don't we chat while we both eat dinner," or something like that? And I think that might be something that may be going on. We know Amber is perfectly comfortable eating in front of a camera. We know Amber likes to watch herself eat. Like, that's been long established. So I feel like this is Amber's perfect relationship, because she doesn't have to lose weight. She doesn't have to worry about getting healthy. She doesn't have to worry about the girlfriend leaving her if she gets too big, right? This is the ideal relationship for her. Tommy not only doesn't mind the weight, but may even be encouraging gaining, or at least enabling it, right? Like I said, I can't confirm or deny. We just know they're always on FaceTime. We know Amber likes to eat in front of cameras. It's a logical step for it to be like Tommy saying, "Hey, well, we're going to eat dinner anyway. Why don't we just eat dinner together over the video?" You know? Kind of a thing. Trying to think if there's anything else I wanted to say before we get into the video. But thank you to everybody who's been supporting the channel. We are over 9,000, which I think is hilarious. But thank you. Thank you to my subscribers. Thank you to my members. You guys rock. Thank you to everybody who's going to hit the thumbs up button. And there was one other thing. Oh, yeah, the over 9,000 thing. I thought it was funny. Anyway, my lame ass jokes. Enjoy them. Does that qualify as a dad joke yet? Is it old enough to be a dad joke? Anyway, I do have her sped up to 1 1/4 time, so if she seems particularly animated, that would be why. Girl needs to straighten up her shelves over here. Like, her perfumes are all out of alignment. You can't hardly see her silver button anymore. What's this down here? I don't remember what this is. Got a bunch of crap in this bowl. That's the problem with these kind of bowls, man. They just collect crap, you know? Is she still reading her poetry? Is she still going to tell us what her favorite poems are? I'm just checking the background, guys. All right, anyway, let's go. Let's see what Amber has to tell us about. Let's talk about my weight gain. Do I get to see the ceiling?
Hey guys, welcome to a new video. So
Hi.
I'm looking hectic. Like,
You look how you always do.
why do I have a drink right there? Oh yeah, okay, sorry.
Squirrel.
My brain just like went somewhere else completely. I had this Sprite sitting on my counter and I'm like, what? I don't remember taking that out, but it was literally yesterday because I accidentally dropped it and I was like, can't open that now because then it'll explode. And
Yeah, I mean, right after you dropped it. If it's been there for like a day, it should be fine. Open it over the sink.
anyways, sometimes my brain just goes from like here to there to there to here, but I've been
So quirky.
feeling like self-conscious with no makeup on. I don't know. It seems like whenever I don't have makeup on, people are just like, damn, you're ugly. And I'm like, okay. Thank you. So obviously that makes me feel super self-conscious because I already like actually think that. And
When have you ever given an F? Like, no offense, but when have you ever actually given a shit? I know you've been trying to pass off since you've moved to Oklahoma that, oh my god, I can't go on camera without my makeup on. Oh my god, I have to look perfect on the camera. Oh my god. But that's because you've been dating somebody since you moved to Oklahoma. And we know that when you're in the early stages of dating, you're insistent on looking like you bathe. So, again, when have you ever actually cared?
and makeup does make me look better. I know. And when my hair's down and stuff, and like when my hair's up like this, people are like, oh look, the poop bun or the depression bun. And I'm just like,
Because you've called it both of those things from your own mouth more than once. Also, to be perfectly honest, she doesn't look terrible right now. It really just depends on the lighting as to how bad she looks without makeup. I mean, even when she has makeup on, sometimes she looks rough. So it really just depends on the lighting and how clean her skin is at the moment.
no, I literally just didn't feel like wearing my hair down. Like, it's been hot here in the hundreds, and I will say it is cooling down, thankfully. So this is literally
It's like 70 here. I'm very excited.
me just saying, yeah, I get it. I don't look the greatest, but I don't want to stop myself from filming just because I don't feel like wearing makeup, because I do need my face to breathe sometimes, and I really want to start filming more.
I know that was a thing when I was in high school. Like, the makeup back when I was a kid, back in like the 90s, late 80s, early 90s, like, it wasn't great for your skin. It wasn't good for your skin, right? So there was this concept that like if you were breaking out really bad, that you were supposed to stop wearing makeup, especially foundation, for a length of time, and it's supposed to help your skin heal and breathe and all that. Today, from what I can tell, foundations and most makeup like creams and stuff, they're actually made to benefit the skin. So I don't really know if this whole concept of like you need to let your skin breathe, I don't know if that's really a thing anymore, just because the harshness of the makeup makeup's not as harsh as it used to be. I guess if you're wearing makeup a lot and you're breaking out and you stop wearing makeup and you stop breaking out, I mean, there you go. But I think for the most people, for the most of us, I don't really think that's a thing anymore.
So this video is obviously about my weight because so many people are like, Amberlynn,
obviously,
your face is looking a little bit like a moon. Have you stepped on that scale? And I did. I stepped on it over a month ago.
And it broke.
And I was at my lowest weight.
Sorry, I'm bad. I apologize.
I was at 467. That was actually after I ended up getting cellulitis. I did not tell you guys that, but I did get cellulitis in my lymphedema leg, which does.
How do you have one lymphedema leg? Like, I guess you could. I guess I have seen pictures of that. Anyway.
It's happened a few times a year, unfortunately.
A few times a year. Here's one thing I will say about glitter and lasers. I don't think I have ever heard her talk about cellulitis. And she has lympholipadema. She's got both of them, right? And Jordan Underwood, during their whole lump leg series, I don't feel like I ever heard them talk about getting cellulitis. I know it is something that you can get, but typically it's something that occurs because of outside triggers, right? I guess my point is, Amber says she gets it a few times a year. The only other people I've ever seen talk about getting cellulitis that frequently are the people on my 600-pound life, and most of them it's because they can't clean themselves properly. Like they can't get into their folds and get that stuff clean. I've never heard Anna talk about it. I never heard Jordan talk about it. Those are the only two people I know who have the lympholipadema. And like, but here's Amber, like twice a year at least, getting some kind of cellulitis. I'm just saying, there's more at play here than your lymphedema that's causing your cellulitis, Amber.
How clean you are, it's really easy to get cellulitis in your lymphedema, especially like the first time I ever got it, I was 16. So I'm very prone to it now. And
is that how it works?
I'm telling you, when I get cellulitis, I get super sick. Like the shivers, yeah. I literally can't breathe. I have like 103 temperature.
It's an infection. That's what happens.
My heart's beating super fast. Like I have bad infection.
You can die from cellulitis, can't you? Pretty sure you can die from it. Can you die from cellulitis? Yes, cellulitis can be life-threatening if left untreated. These infections can lead to amputation, shock, or even death. I literally don't think I've ever heard any of the other girls talk about getting cellulitis. I think if I was getting cellulitis multiple times a year, I would be very concerned. Because each time you get it, it's another chance that you might not recover from it, right? It's not to be taken lightly. But anyway.
I'm like puking, can't eat for days on end.
Again, it's a massive infection.
For cellulitis, I think I was a good like 475. So lost some weight. I always gain weight back like super quickly after I have cellulitis. I don't know.
You do?
What it is, but it literally happens. And then on top of that,
literally,
I stopped semaglutide. If you don't know what that is, it's pretty much Ozempic. And for a lot of people, especially people my size, like when you stop taking it, like you're gonna gain your weight back 9 times out of 10. So I knew.
There's actually been a couple studies now at this point that show if you taper off from the GLP-1 that you're taking, like over a 9-month period, both studies have shown that your your weight loss, actually, you maintain more of your weight loss. You don't gain it all back, right? Because you're tapering off of it slowly instead of just cold turkeying it like most people seem to do. So the other thing here is Amber never got her diet under control when she was on her GLP-1. Look at her all over there in her like making shit up zone. So of course she was going to gain it all back. It's the same thing with Anna. Anna never changed her diet when she was on Wegovy the first time. So of course when she went off of it, she gained all the weight back. These two girls, they've never changed their eating habits. So the problem is the food. And since they don't fix that problem, as soon as they go off of the drug that restricts their eating and quells their appetite, that just comes back with a vengeance and they just start overeating again.
My appetite was coming back and I was feeling it at the full swing of things. Like I literally had never felt hungrier in my life. And I was like, wow, this feels very reminiscent because I have done Ozempic before. And afterwards, from my memory, I was like, I gained a lot of weight back the first like 3 to 4 weeks after I quit taking it. So I had
because you eat too much.
to go back and I looked and I was right. I literally went and watched old vlogs. I ended up gaining 30 pounds in 3 weeks. It was a little.
Why are you acting like this is... How to explain? She's acting like this is a moment where we should be going, oh my God! You know, and it's... Amber, yeah, you routinely gain somewhere between 8 and 9 pounds a week. There have been days before you were on any of the GLP-1s where people were clocking you at gaining somewhere like 7 pounds in a week. That's mind-blowing to me, by the way. I don't even know how you do that. But you've always done this. It has nothing to do with the GLP-1s or you coming off of it. It has everything to do with you're a chronic binger and you just don't stop eating. You just said it yourself. I came off of the drug and I was hungrier than I've ever been. Okay. And? I mean, I know it sucks to be hungry, don't get me wrong, but you don't need to worry about it right now, right? It's not like you're 110 pounds and you're hungry. You're good, okay? You can skip a few meals and you'll be fine. To semi-quote Dr. Now, you don't need to eat again for a few years, right? He's always so savage when he does that. You've had enough calories for a lifetime at this point. It's just, you can be hungry. It doesn't feel good. Don't get me wrong. But you can be hungry and you'll be fine. You didn't have to eat, but you did.
A little over 3 weeks, under 4 weeks. 30 pounds the first time I quit Ozempic. That was like 2 years ago, I'd say. Like, that's hectic. That's a...
No, girlfriend, that's you not having your shit under control. What's going on here is she's setting up her excuses, right? The first excuse was the cellulitis. Oh my God, you guys, I always gain weight after my cellulitis. Do you though? I don't recall you ever mentioning that before, but okay, we'll run with this. Now she's, oh, I had just come off the GLP-1. You did that months ago at this point, right? Like months ago you came off of that. And you were still weighing yourself briefly after you came off of it. So, you know, your timeline's not working in your favor here. I don't know what the next excuse is going to be, but there's going to be another excuse before she gives us her weight gain. But right now she's setting us up so that when she does tell us her weight, we're going to be like, oh, wow, I guess it could have been worse. Either that or we're going to be like, oh, okay, well, that seems uneven. You know, I gained 30 pounds, you guys, in 3 weeks. That was 10 pounds a week. Did you know that? How do you do that? How do you do that?
A lot of weight. So when I saw that, and then I was like seeing the comments where people were like, girl, you're bigger than ever. And it's like, I noticed my weight gain a little bit, especially like in my face and like in my stomach area. So then I started getting into my head and I was like, oh my God, have I gained 30 pounds? Like what happened last time? So anyways, I did step on the scale today and I did gain weight. It is correct.
Da, 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 da.
I've gained 17 pounds.
Oh, well, it wasn't 30. Wow.
And it's not 30. It's not 30 in 3 weeks, but it is 17 in about 5 weeks, which is kind of hectic. I'm not going to lie.
I'm getting to the point where hectic's making me physically violent, but it's fine.
So weird. When I gain weight, it usually is hardcore stored in my legs at first.
Is it though?
But for some reason, it's in my face.
Girl, it's always in your face. Everyone always notices that you're gaining weight because you gain weight in your face. You can sit here and convince yourself otherwise, but you always gain weight in your face first.
I don't know. Full moon tonight is definitely happening. I'm not gonna lie to you. So my initial reaction was, wow, I'm really proud that I didn't actually gain 30 pounds.
Of course you are.
I only gained 17, but it's like, that's not a victory.
It's not.
Like, I shouldn't have gained weight at all. But like, I knew stopping semaglutide deep down, it was gonna happen because it happened last time. So I did flirt with the idea of actually going back on semaglutide.
Why did you stop?
I was like, it wasn't really working. It worked
Okay, Anna.
for the first few weeks, not for the second. Like when I doubled my dose, it was like my body was like, nah, we ain't gonna actually have that work anymore. So with semaglutide, which is pretty much Ozempic, it helps with like your appetite when it comes to like down here. Your down here appetite.
What? Your down here appetite? Your stomach?
Explaining this for dummies because it's how it had to be explained to me.
Okay, well, just because that was too easy. I'm sorry. It's okay, Amber. You can use your big words. It's all right. I think I can follow you. Just throwing it out there.
So it's how I can explain it the best. But there is another weight loss injection, which is Monjuro. The compounded version or off-brand version or whatever it's called starts with a T. I'm not quite remembering it right now.
So she's claiming that the compounded GLP-1 that she was on helped her physical hunger, but wasn't quieting the mental hunger, which what was she on? She was on compounded Ozempic. Yeah, Ozempic helps with food noise. Another side effect for some patients has emerged, less so-called food noise. Can help people with weight-related health conditions by reducing food noise. Keep in mind, those are always in quotes. Food noise is a lot of things. GLP-1 receptor agonists like Ozempic and Wegovy may help quiet food noise by restoring the gut-brain. Where'd it go? Well, by restoring your gut-brain relationship, right? So, Scientific America, Ozempic quiets food noise in the brain, but how? I just read the most interesting thing. Maybe I'm just an idiot, but apparently the way the GLP-1s help with inflammation and things like this obsessive kind of thinking is it reduces inflammation in the brain. I just thought that was really cool. Let's see. Now we're just talking about what is food noise. Ozempic, people on Ozempic experience fewer intrusive thoughts, aka food noise, among other things. So I guess Amber's one of the few people on the planet that got more food noise while they were on Ozempic. Kind of like how Anna isn't affected by salt. Whatever. Okay. What is she on? Zepbound. Okay. AKA Zepbound. No insurance. Great. Well, once I get past all of the ads. It's used to treat type 2 diabetes and used together with diet and exercise can control your blood sugar. Okay. FDA approved Zepbound injections for chronic weight management in adults with obesity. Semaglutide versus trizepatide. Okay, although most adults with overweight or obesity experienced 5% or greater weight loss with treatment with semaglutide, the benefit was greater with trizepatide, Zepbound. So it's another form of the same thing. I don't think it's a GLP-1 though. So she's basically just going on a different form of a diabetic medicine. But she doesn't have diabetes, y'all. I don't think if she did have diabetes, she could get the compounded stuff, because I don't think you can get treated for diabetes at like a med spa. I don't know. I could be wrong. I've never gone to a med spa.
But it helps with the receptors down here, but also in your brain. And
So does Ozempic.
that's one I've never done before.
So I haven't tried it yet. Girl, I give it. How many weeks were you on Ozempic? Did you make it to 4 weeks? Nah, actually, I think you made it to like 5 or 6, didn't you? Like week 7 was when you crapped out. All right. I need you to make it 2 months on the next one.
So my girlfriend Tommy was like, try that. Like, try that instead. Because that is another option. Because I was like, semaglutide's not working. Like, and when I first wanted to quit semaglutide, she was like, don't. Keep going, keep going. My
Timeline-wise, were you talking to Tommy or after you quit? I don't remember exactly where in the timeline she quit, because she's only been talking to Tommy for what, 2 months? When did she quit Ozempic? Roughly 2 months ago? Okay, so maybe the timeline's right. I doubt it, but maybe the timeline's right. Also, take note that she is very adamantly making sure that we know that Tommy was telling her, don't quit the GLP-1, and now Tommy is encouraging her to go on the Zepbound, okay?
My mom was like, don't. Keep going, keep going. And I was like, I'm not going to listen to anyone but myself. But now that I'm realizing, like, I gained my weight back so fast. That's not what I want for my life. Like, I don't want to gain weight. That's not what I want. I like having better mobility. I like having better stamina. I like being able to move more and be.
Girl, shut up. You say the same shit every time. How was the GLP-1 not working if you lost weight? You showed us that you were losing weight, and significant amounts of it for you. And then you say that after you went off of it, you gained back a ton of weight. So how was it not working? What aspect of it wasn't working? Because it sounds like it was working. Just putting it out there, right? I was saying, and I think that is honest to God the reason why she quit taking it, was because it was working.
More fluid in my movement, and I like going out and like doing things, and
The graceful ballerina, you guys.
I don't like my face to look so puffy. So my girlfriend was like, how would I try Monjuro with you? And I was like, you literally don't need it. Like, you literally don't. So no, thank you.
She literally does. I've seen her.
I appreciate the support. If she wants to eat healthier with me or like count calories, like, sure. But I don't want her to like go on a whole ass medicine just to support me, because I feel like she can do that in like several different ways than like actually starting a medication, because that's a lot. But
are you worried that she'll start taking it and actually have success losing the weight, where you're gonna crap out and try to whine and complain that you're not having success on it, and she'll be able to point out the fact that you're screwing it up because she's doing fine and you're not? Is that what you're worried about? You're worried about somebody being able to demonstrate how much you self-sabotage? Is that what you're concerned about? Because that's what it sounds like you're concerned about.
I just thought that was sweet of her. So me going back on a weight loss injection is definitely something I am really truly thinking about, because I think I need it. Gaining weight, it's what I do. Like, you guys saw the first video I've ever posted. Since then, I'm up like 120 pounds. My name is Amberlynn, and I wanted to start a YouTube channel for.
You gained almost 300 pounds since you've been on YouTube. Now, I guess you're claiming the weight you're currently at, which would be in the low 500s, but
Weight loss, I see a lot of videos of other people doing it, and it's so motivating. The last time I weighed in was, I think about a week ago. I was at 368 or something like that. I'm probably a little higher now. I'll be weighing in tomorrow, and I can make a video stating my weigh-in.
now that I've watched her more, going back and rewatching this again, I know everybody's like, oh, she was so shy and she was so soft-spoken. She's acting. This is acting. This is fake. Just watching her face and her language and just the way her expressions are so measured, and the whole little lip bite. I probably weigh more than that now. This is fake. She's acting.
My highest
We just didn't know enough to call her on it yet.
weight was 420, but that's my known weight, so it could be even higher than that. And it just seems like every single diet that I do, if I am successful on it, I'm successful. But then the minute I stop it.
What diet's that been? Other than the injections?
I gain back weight, gain back even more weight, and it's just been a vicious cycle my whole life. Like literally since I was 11.
Hang on, I do want to play that back again. Hang on.
Gain back weight. It was 420, but that's my known weight, so it could be even higher than that. And it just seems like every single diet that I do, if I am successful on it, I'm successful. But then the minute I stop it, I gain back weight.
But then the minute I stop it, every diet I go on, I'm successful. And then when I stop it, I gain the weight back. You want to play that back in your head? No shit. Every time you quit restricting your calories and start watching what you eat and eat healthily and quit eating garbage, you lose weight. And then as soon as you start doing it again, you know, those things that got you to almost 600 pounds, then you start gaining weight again. What part of that doesn't make sense? This is BOPO right here. Diets don't work because as soon as you stop doing the diet, you gain the weight back. No shit. What do you think's going to happen? Do you think it's like a permanent thing? Do you think like it's like an eraser and you've erased the line and the line doesn't come back? Like, is that what you think is happening? Because it's not what's happening. You restrict your calories and you eat a normal amount of calories and you eat good, healthy food and you lose weight. As soon as you stop doing those things, you gain the weight back because that's how you got the weight in the first place. Right? If you continue to do the thing that caused you to gain the weight, you're going to continue to gain weight. When you stop doing that thing, you stop gaining weight. And you can even make your weight go backwards to where it's supposed to be because we're not supposed to be 600 fucking pounds. Okay? What part of this is difficult? It's not even basic math. It's just logic. If I keep pouring water into a cup, the cup is going to overflow. If I stop pouring water into it, it stops overflowing. What? Why does that work?
Gain back even more weight, and it's just been a vicious cycle my whole life. Like literally since I was 11. It's just something I've constantly struggled with.
Because you have never actually changed your lifestyle and your eating habits. You have never done that. And granted, up to a point, you were a child. Sure. You're an adult. You're 33. Okay? No. You know so much about nutrition, you guys. And you can't figure out the fact that you eat like shit. And because you eat that way, you gain weight. You can't figure that out.
So what I'm gonna do now is literally just get back to the basics. I'm just gonna count calories. Like calories in, calories out. It's
No, you're not.
literally that simple sometimes. I'm gonna allow myself
It's not sometimes. It is that simple.
what I want to eat. I have a calorie goal of how much I want to eat in a day.
Even with her, if she ate 2,000 calories of just garbage, she'd still lose weight. She's that overweight. She could literally eat cookies and cake and all that bullshit, and as long as she didn't go over 2,000 calories of it, she would still lose weight. I'm not saying she should, but my point is she's that overweight, right? So, like, even right now, as long as she managed to stay under a calorie amount, like at 2,000 calories, she could eat literally whatever she wanted and she would still lose weight until she got to that point where those 2,000 calories were either her maintenance calories or she's still technically overeating. And then she'd have to cut her calories down to something like 1,700 calories. Then she has to clean up her diet. And that's where she fucks up. She can't clean her diet up. She just can't. She can't correctly calorie count. She's never managed to correctly calorie count.
A day. So what does that mean for like my channel and what do you expect? I'm gonna update you guys randomly, maybe do some what I ate today videos, some weigh-in videos. I'm just gonna adjust as I go. Whether that be with my calories, what I'm eating, the type of content I wanna put up on my channel. It's very Amberlynn coded. Go with the flow. But one thing for sure, I'm not giving up. I'm not giving
Very Amberlynn coded. I don't know what I'm doing and I'm not going to commit to anything, but I know you're going to keep watching these videos, so F you. Got me there.
up on the weight loss, not giving up on my YouTube channel. Like,
Really?
you guys, so many of you were like,
You went over a month this time without posting so much as even a short.
but Amberlynn, you're my comfort. That's where I know to go when I
Literally no one says that.
just need like similarity in my life, which, you know, I'll take that as a compliment, but that really just means that I haven't changed much. Like my content, always been the same. My weight loss journey's always been the same.
And yet we keep watching. Why is that?
I do like being people's comfort, like in that way. That means a lot. But sometimes I'm like, do I need to switch it up a little bit? And I don't really know how I would
Lose weight?
actually, but if you guys have some advice, definitely let me know. I actually
Lose weight?
literally have no idea what I'm talking about at this point. I'm kind of like rambling. There's a siren going on outside. I think it's a cue that I need to end my video. I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye. Is Amber my comfort? Actually, right now, yes. It's an election year here in the US. It's weird. I hate it. Every 5 minutes, there's a commercial for some candidate here or there. This is a comfort for me. Yes, thank you. It's not politics. I'm good. I think I said everything I wanted to say at the beginning of the video, really. Amber's trying to convince us that she's still concerned about her weight. She's still going to do weight loss. She's throwing the line out there that she might go back on injections. I doubt it, but you know, it's out there. She might do it. Her claim that the Ozempic wasn't calming her food noise, I don't know, probably not, but it's a good excuse for her, right? It also tells me that she didn't do too much research into the drugs she was taking, because she would know that that's one of the well-known side effects of taking the Ozempic, the GLP-1, is that it quiets food noise and intrusive thoughts. So that just tells me that she, like Anna, was doing everything she could to fight the medication. So Anna does it in the name of protein, but Amber does it in the name of, I don't want to not eat. I remember, like, I think both Foodie and Life by Jen, when they were taking Ozempic or whatever GLP-1 they were on, both of them complained about the fact that they couldn't eat. They were physically incapable of eating, and that bothered them. So I think that's more maybe what she's talking about. It's not really the food noise. It's the loss of the soothing behavior, because they're food addicts, right? And food is their drug of choice. When you no longer have access to that, you don't have any other coping mechanisms. So, and of course, they don't give you therapy when you take these drugs, so you don't learn any new coping mechanisms. So you're kind of just adrift, right? Your one and only coping mechanism is now taken from you. You don't even think about food, let alone be actually hungry for food. So now what do you do? Now what do I do when I have to sit quietly with myself and I have to listen to my own thoughts? Take up knitting. That's all I got. Did we learn anything new? No. Have we learned anything we didn't suspect? No. Does Amber want us to believe that Tommy isn't bad for her health? Yes. Do we believe that? No. No. I don't believe that. Sorry. But here we are. Amber has gained 17 pounds since the last time she weighed in. I forget what she was at, 1480 something, I forget. Anyway, so she's back around 500, if not over. And that's where we're at. Will we ever get another weigh-in? Who knows? Maybe a month from now, she'll remember she was supposed to be a weight loss channel and she'll give us another weigh-in. That's assuming that we continue to get videos regularly. We're still at the 8-minute mark, like just over 8 minutes. So we're here long enough for her to get mid-roll commercials, and that's all we're doing. We're just doing the bare minimum here. We're not even trying to go above and beyond. We are just doing the bare minimum. So that's where we're at. She may or may not eventually start doing longer videos again. Amber doesn't like YouTube, and that's been very clear for many years at this point. She doesn't like YouTube. She knows it's the only way she makes money, so she's kind of trapped because she's going to go get a job. With what skills? So there's that. And that's where she's at. She's trapped by this job. She's trapped by this image. She won't do the thing she needs to do to improve her channel, which is to actually take her health seriously and lose some weight. She won't do that. And instead, she's going to continue to date a series of women who are basically enablers, and eventually she's going to life by Jen it. So we're just here waiting, apparently. All right. If you've made it this far in the video, go ahead and leave a cherry down in the comment section down below, because for some reason I was craving cherries all of a sudden. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. And I will see everybody in the next one. Bye.
This is my outro music. You can't copyright strike me because it's just me singing. This is my outro music. Thank you for watching. See you next time.